Alright, what's up everyone? Daddy Warbucks here, and today we are continuing our playthrough of the Curse of Strahd. With us today, Dark Mage Arcanus, Spartan Bear K, Gizmo Storm, and William Sun, playing the characters that you can see on the screen. I don't need to spell it out for you. At the end of our last session, Oswin, McPherson, Rogar, and Kriv got caught up in some nonsense, and after being decidedly overpowered, they were captured and set aside. I'm trying to be as vague as possible because Arius and Fester, they don't know quite what's happened yet. And the goal for today is for them to kind of unravel that mystery for themselves and come to the rest of the party's rescue, question mark? I don't know. But the story concerning that, Fester informed us that he was feeling sick. Apparently something he ate disagreed with him, and he was much too ill to travel. Not wanting to abandon him and have him be all alone in such a inhospitable and hostile land as Ravenloft, Arius stayed behind to tend to the sick Fester. And now that Fester is feeling a bit better, they are going to begin their travels. So, moving to the world map. Give me a second. Okay. So, right here, this is where the rest of the party was. I know you guys in the game can't hear me yet. However, the rest of you are going to be here. And I'm going to move you over to the world map now so that you can see. So, Fester, Arius, you guys then would still be where the Vistani camp was. So you've been camping here next to the river, and you know that the rest of your group had traveled off to the northwest. Okay?
Okay.
Do you guys need to say or do anything before you head off?
I will never eat bats again.
Maybe perhaps you should just clean them first. They might not be so
Clean.
disagreeable.
Perhaps. Let us get a move on.
Yes, I am eager to rejoin my companions.
Okay. Clearly set into the soil of the ground, you can see, very thick footprints. And you don't estimate it's going to be too hard to follow the party's trail. However, I do need to roll for random encounters. So give me a second. I'm going to roll a bunch at a time. Just when I finish your pair. 41, 16, 13. What are they? Okay. So we got one. Okay. Remember on this map, each hex is represented in about a third of a mile, and your travel time is roughly 30 minutes per hex on the grid. Okay, so that is 30, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So about 3 hours into your trip, you come across a large bridge. And on this bridge, I have to get my thing back up because you guys weren't here, so this will all be new for you. As you approach the bridge, you can see signs of a scuffle. It looks like obviously there was some fighting here. You see broken arrows and large scrapes into the stone where swords have been dragged. And as you look at the bridge, you can see that there is these malevolent-looking gargoyles perched at the edges of each side.
Okay. I'm going to approach one of them, and I'd like to make an investigation check just to find out, what they are, the kind of architecture that they might be used, what kind of stone they're made from, that kind of thing.
As he does this, Fester kind of gets excitable and tries to pull him back. He kind of knows that, what gargoyles are, and that if these are what he thinks they are, they're probably dangerous.
Perhaps there is a way to test the theory. I'll pick up just a rock and just throw it at one of the gargoyles.
Okay. You pick up a rock and you throw it over the bridge, right? And it kind of bounces off the gargoyle and lands harmlessly on the other side. As you do, however, you hear a low growling sound coming from the brush behind you on the southwestern side of the bridge.
Okay. Then I will turn to address the sound.
And when you do, you can see a large number of very large... Wow. Get out of here. You guys aren't here anymore. You see a number of very large creatures. They appear, very wolf-like, except for the fact that whereas a normal wolf it only stands a few feet tall, these things are monstrous. They're almost the size of a horse and twice as wide. Arius, Fester, and Arius, I placed your token on the map, and it's showing me that you still have inspiration. Don't forget it.
I will not.
I'll watch this be 5. Okay, cool. All right. Yep. Oh, this is not
okay.
Good for you. Why don't you two go ahead and roll initiative?
Interesting hypothesis, Professor.
Oh dear.
Alright. Well, Fester, you will still get to go first.
Okay. Fester lets out a long, piercing screech. And he flies up into the air and tries to take Arius with him, grab onto him and fly over into the river.
Okay. You're going to discover that Arius is much too heavy for you to carry.
Okay, then just suffice it to say that he entreats him to run away.
Okay.
Discretion being the better part of valor and all.
Okay. And so getting up, flying, it's movement for your turn. Do you have an action you'd like to take?
Okay, maybe to cover their escape and to maybe scare the wolves a bit, he casts Burning Hands towards the group.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and put that in the chat so we can see what that looks like. DC 14 for 14 damage. Alright, that will hit all 4 of those there. So let's see how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. They all pass the save, so they're going to take half damage, which is 7 each. And you know what? You said something very specific, so why don't you also roll an intimidation check? See if you are able to scare away some of these dogs.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So with a large shout and throwing out the burning hands, you see most of the wolves they get their fur singed, and they let out a yelp of shock and pain, and the majority of them are going to run away. However, the biggest of them all, the one obviously was the meanest, the alpha of the group, is going to stay. And then his turn. So the alpha wolf is going to charge ahead, and it's going to try to bite Arius. And it's going to succeed in biting Arius. So 9 damage and a strength save, please.
Sorry, did that wrong.
Yes, you did. I would hope 9 damage wouldn't drop you to 0. Okay.
Okay. It's not. Oh, that's why I've turned. Sorry, I turned numlock off on my keyboard. That's why.
You're okay. Okay. And
right, I'm going to use my inspiration and roll again, if that's okay.
For the strength save?
Or does it?
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything yet.
Okay.
All right, so you pass.
Sweet.
And then Arius, it'll be your turn.
Okay, well, I'm going to attempt to hit it with a level 2 magic missile.
Well, if
by
it's...
attempt to.
Yeah.
If by attempt to, I mean I'm going to shoot it in the face a bunch of times.
10. Does that rule it all in? Yes, it did. Okay, so 14 total, right in the wolf's face.
And I'm gonna give a large shout in Sylvan, saying, "Away with you!"
It just bares its teeth in response, and glowers at you even harder. Fester.
Okay. I'm going to cast Poison Spray at the wolf.
Okay. DC 14 con. Passed. Finished?
Yep.
Alright, the wolf now is going to again bite Arius because Fester's flying around in the air. He can't really do anything about that. So, chomp. Ooh, a miss.
Yep.
Okay, Arius, you're up again.
Okay. Let's see what I can do here. Not really a whole lot. So, I too am going to attempt a poison spray. There it is.
Okay. And this one's a fail, so he's going to take the 5. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much all I'm gonna do.
Okay, Fester, back to you.
Okay, Fester is now going to cast. Well, I think at this point he's just going to swoop down and hit the wolf with the shovel. Too bad.
Okie dokie. And then it's gonna bite you because that's all it can do. Looks like a hit.
Yep.
Okay. Pass the save. Arius, you're up.
All right. I'm going to cure wounds on myself at level 1. Yay!
Wow. That's a good cure wounds there.
Yes, it is.
Fester again.
Okay, he's going to whack him with the shovel again.
Oh, it didn't add my ability modifier to the cure wounds.
Are you life domain?
No,
No,
just
you're
under the cure
knowledge.
wounds it says it's.
Yeah, it's supposed to be plus your whiz.
Yeah.
A lot of the spells have been boogered since the Character Mancer update.
Cool.
All right, another bonk with the shovel.
Yep.
Okay. And the wolf again. Uh, 12 is a miss.
Yep. Thank God.
All right, Arius.
Level 1 magic missile.
Another 12 damage, and that will kill the dire wolf. All right, that was a nice, easy combat. Start the day, right?
Yep.
All right. So going back to the world map, so far you guys have traveled about 2.5 hours, and you continue your travels. 1, 2, 1, 2. You continue traveling for another 2 hours, and the way is uneventful. As you get to this section of the road, you begin to see something very peculiar. The footsteps in the mud and dirt where your party had traveled through is joined by another pair of footsteps, and it looks like there's a very long scuffle with your party and this other person kind of moving around each other. You know, it doesn't look like a scuffle, but it looks like they change positions frequently, and it's all very confusing.
Okay. During this time, like, is it an easy enough time traveling for us to have gotten a short rest?
Absolutely. After 2 hours of travel, you know, it's very light activity. There's nothing there that would be too strenuous. You could certainly roll hit dice if you would like.
11. May as well. Cool. So 16.
You also see, amidst all these strange tracks in the mud, what looks like crumbs, almost resembling like a pie crust or a tart.
Okay. Well, I do remember that the party before we'd set out had bought some pies from the old lady. Does the pastry look very similar?
It's hard to tell. You only find crumbs, so it's not like there's a complete thing to compare it to.
Okay. Let's have a look what I have to work with. So is it just one set of footprints? Like one person seemed to have joined the group?
If you'd like to try and examine the footprints more closely to gain more information, you're going to have to do a nature check.
Okay. That's cool.
Okay. What you see, okay, and you're able to follow the tracks quite well. You see the three party members moving forward, and then they are attacked by some other creatures, right? Through the course of the combat, you see a fourth creature's prince joining, and you're even able to make out what kind of prince they are. You know that they're roughly humanoid, but they are the toes are clawed, and you're able to determine that is either a lizard folk or a dragonborn, right? After it, you can see, you know, there's several corpses that are laying around. They've been pushed off the side of the road, so it looks like your party was successful. But as you look afterwards, you see that this newcomer and your party must have been having some words, because you could see their positions kept changing, almost like the person with the clawed toes was circling around the party.
Okay. Fester, do you see these prints?
Yes, I do. Very strange.
It appears our party was assailed by some vagabonds of some sort, but they were successful. However, this strange newcomer, I do not know what to make of it.
Where does it look like our comrades went to?
Yeah, can we ascertain a further direction from the rest of the?
Oh, absolutely. You can see that the prints continue heading to the northwest.
Continuing northwest. Okay.
Yep.
We seem to head over this way. Can I tell roughly how long ago it was that they were here?
Let's say that you are not far behind the group. It was just yesterday that the party separated after the Vistana camp, and you've already traveled several hours to get to this point. And then looking at the age of the tracks, you can estimate that they were here maybe 8 to 10 hours ago.
Okay. Having traveled this far, and from what we can tell of potential encounters, they may have tried to find somewhere to rest further up ahead. So I don't think we will be too far behind.
Then let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to head up and I'm going to start looking for what would be ideal places to rest along the road to see if maybe our party had hold up there for any length of time.
Okay, if you come across such a place, I will let you know.
Okie dokes.
Give me 1 second. I need to make a couple more rolls. Three. And, what time of day is it? I forget. And so we woke up, down here at, say, early AM, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. It's roughly 2 p.m. now, okay? Just to kind of keep in mind the time frame. So 2 p.m. And
I love you, Daddy Warbucks.
Crescent Omen, thank you for the resub, buddy. You scared the shit out of me. I was in my in my zone. Alright, 1D. I think it's the same thing we just did. Oh, no. Okay, you guys travel another hour ahead down the road, and you come across a corpse laying on the side of the road. As you approach the corpse, you can see that it looks like Asuin. He's laying face down on the ground. He has been stripped of weapons, armor, and valuables. And but you can distinctly make out the orange hue of his skin and the short, squat frame of the bullywog.
Are there any signs of a struggle around?
Perception check. None that you can see.
There are no signs of a struggle, and we have encountered bodies of our companions laying in the road before. However, the members that we found laying in the road were standing above them as well. This could be another trick. I'll move over to investigate.
Okay. As you flip the body over onto its back, you can see that Asuin has a massive wound going across his head that wraps around almost from the back of the skull to the front above the eyebrow. And his face also appears to be bulging, misshapen, and almost as if he had choked on something, and the body is bloated up. Shortly after observing this, however, the flesh begins to melt away, and the corpse in its entirety disappears.
Okay. I stand up and I say, yes. We must be careful of these bodies on the road. We don't know yet what they mean. But perhaps in time we will find out.
Fester nods in agreement.
Let us continue, my friend.
Okay. As you continue down the road, I gotta get one more for you. Oops. That was the roll I needed. You continue down the road. And as you come around the bend to where some wooded thickets are, balls. To where the wooden thickets are, you see a group of human men jump out of the brush. I forgot what I rolled. Okay. They jump out, and they all have weapons drawn, and they're all pointing their weapons at Fester. They say, "Stop! Give us everything you have, and we won't spill any of your precious blood."
I'll kind of raise my hands. I'll say, I'm afraid you are somewhat out of luck. I do not have very much. I kind of throw them the 3 gold pieces that I have. I say, this is all that I have.
And,
What's this?
Fester reaches.
This is everything that I have. I'm afraid I have nothing else.
And
It has been a rather arduous journey.
And Fester likewise reaches for the pockets in his robe and turns them out, and all that falls out is dust and lint.
Okay, so he is going to Okay. You see these men look at each other, and you notice that these bandits aren't your typical, highwaymen. You see that they all wear the colorful garb of the Vistana. And after a moment, you see two of them kind of look at each other and look at you and the pitiful offerings that you had given. And you see two of them almost in unison. They raise their hand in front of their face. Okay? They extend their forefinger and their pinky, and then they place their wrist against their head. And they look at you with this symbol over their head, and then they make a hissing noise. And as this happens, you can't help but think, well, how very odd. But then you feel very strange. I need both of you to make a wisdom save. All right, Arius, you feel your whole body seizes up. Okay,
Okay.
like every fiber of your being is immediately rendered inert as you seize up and you fall to the ground. Fester, you're able to shrug it off, but you know that they just cast some kind of curse at you.
What did you do to Fester's minion? Talk!
Close your mouth, bird. Just stand there and we won't have to cut that beak from your face. And you see two of the Vistana are walking towards Arius.
Fester flaps over and screeches. You leave Fester's minion alone, or I will pluck out your eyes with my beak. And he casts, hold on, let me see. And he casts, Ray of Sickness at the nearest bandit.
Okay. Oh, geez. Alright, where the heck did you go? You're under, okay. At the nearest bandit, which would be this one. Okay, you hit the bandit with the Ray of Sickness, okay? And as the greenish ray of poison, energy arcs out and hits this bandit, he falls over dead. He just takes it all, and you see a charred husk, just fall to the ground as the three Vistana all look at you, and then they pull out their scimitars. No longer content on simply robbing you, now they want blood. Everybody go ahead and, you guys go ahead and roll initiative. Alright. And Fester just took an action, so we are going to start it here. Arius, it'll be your turn. I know you are currently paralyzed. Let me just read the text on this. And you may repeat the save at the end of your turn.
Okay.
Okay, so end of your turn, you can make another wisdom save.
Oh, now? Sorry, I thought we were doing it. Never mind.
No, it's your turn, and at the end of your turn. Okay, so
that's much better.
So you pass, right? You feel the magic wear off, and as it does, you see something very peculiar. The Vistana that had made that sign and had directed that at you, you see him recoil in pain and start clutching at his eyes.
Okay.
Okay. The Vistana will take their turn now. You see. Alright. You see the Vistana look around, right? And one person is dead, the other one has just suffered some kind of malady. He's going to run forward, and he's going to try and slash at Arius. Well, they both are, because they are next to you.
Both miss.
Okay, and then they kind of stand there, and they're just snarling, full of rage, because, you just killed their friend. Ooh-wee! No! Don't read that! Alright, Fester, it is your turn.
Okay. Fester takes his shovel and whacks it at the Vistani to the right of Arius.
Okay. Go ahead and give him a whack. Uh, 10 is a miss.
Okay, well, that's it for me.
Alright, Arius?
Okay, so I'm going to take my book out, and I say, we attempted to negotiate peacefully and give you what we had.
The bandit
That was
immediately
not
responds, "We were being peaceful! Your friend is a murderer!"
You could have taken what we offered and left. You chose to fight.
No,
And now
that's
you
what we
will
were
pay the
doing!
price.
We were just rendering you incapable so that we could be certain you wouldn't try to harm us.
And it's this one here.
Okay. Ooh, yes. So... Uh-huh.
Yep,
Oh, it's a con
pass.
save. I rolled the wrong stat. Well, they're both the same mods, but I'll roll again. It's fair.
Oh.
Okay, and he takes 5. Alright, finished?
I'm gonna move a little as well. I'm gonna move there and there.
Okay. The bandits are gonna take their turn again. And you see both of the Vistana. They kind of look to each other, and they are quite alarmed, right? Like their party is quickly falling apart, and so now you see the two of them both resort to trying to escape, as things definitely did not pan out the way that they wanted. You see the one. He again makes that horned gesture, and then he kind of puts it up to his face, and he makes a motion like going across his eyes. And as he does, his partner mimics him. And I need both of you to make another wisdom save, please. Oof. Okay. Alright, so you both resist the effects, okay? And because you did, both of the Vistana, you see them clutch at their heads, and they start screaming in pain. Ah! And they both fall over dead. Leaving just the last Vistana, who's been clutching at his eyes this whole time. Fester.
Okay, so he's clutching at his eyes in pain. Fester's going to go over to him. Does the Vistani look immobilized or unable to do anything, or is he lashing out and dangerous?
He's not lashing out. He's just grasping at his eyes.
Okay, Fester hobbles over and screeches in his ear. Ha! You answer Fester's questions, and Fester not break off Vistani's fingers.
He pulls his hands away from his face, and you see he's got his eyes like pushed closed very tightly. He's looking around. He's like, "What do you want?"
Fester want to know where companions are. Have you seen a dragonborn, a toad man, and another well-dressed, annoying man travel this road?
No, man, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't seen anything.
You have not robbed any others before us today?
No.
Feh, useless. Fester hobbles back over to Arius and says to Arius, his fate is in your hands.
Okay, I'll walk over and I'll say, drop everything you have and leave.
we have nothing. That's why we were robbing you.
Then leave.
He kind of looks up, not at you, but in your direction, because, he's blind.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, but I can't see. Where do I go?
Very well. I'll take some water from my pack and just see if there's anything I can do, like with a medicine check and like rubbing his eyes with the water, that kind of thing.
Do a medicine check. Oh, all right. You open up his eyelids and examine his eyes. There's nothing wrong with his eyes. Like, there seems to be no damage. There's no physical reason why he shouldn't be able to see you right now. But you can wave your fingers in front of his face. He doesn't even respond. It's clear that he can't see you.
First, would you mind gathering up the belongings of the others? The gold that I gave them and so forth. I have some questions for this one.
Okay, Fester kind of sort of grumbles under his breath, but reluctantly complies.
Thank you, my friend. And I turn back to the Vistani and I say, tell me, what nature of magic is it that you use to attempt to immobilize people, and why was it that your companions fell over dead when they made that strange sign?
We, Vistana, we are in touch with the ebb and flow of the magic that is within Ravenloft. And to try and harness the evil eye comes at a great price. It is a dangerous magic, old as the devil himself, and using it can have grave consequences for the user.
I see. I must say, we have met Vistani before. We were at their camp just down the river over there.
He kind of looks away from you.
And I say, are you a member of their group? They said that not all of their members were there. Do you know?
I was at the camp with you. We saw you come in. We figured you'd make an easy mark.
You must have known when you saw us that we had nothing. I cannot understand your reasoning.
He kind of shrugs. He's like, not nothing. Your armor is quite shiny, friend, as are your weapons.
I see. Well, you have been fortunate today that you are the only one of your companions that survived this encounter. I will not take your life, but should you cross my path again, I will not be so kind.
You see him give a very just a smirk as he stands up and kind of holds his arms straight out, and you see he's like kind of trying to feel around him as he begins to walk off in the woods.
Okay. Loot the bodies.
Okay, so yeah, Fester does rummage around their pockets and sees if they have any valuables.
Yeah, they do. Between the 3 Vistana corpses, you find a total of about let's call it this many. 24 gold.
Okay.
You also find a silver key.
Okay. Fester gives 12 of the gold to Arius and shows him the silver key he found.
Okay. A key. Well, I could have asked him about it, but we'll keep it with us for now. Perhaps if we encounter any other Vistana, we can ask them. Confident, let us continue.
Okay. After your encounter with the Vistana, it is quickly approaching nighttime as you continue down the road, and off in the distance, you find a large windmill breaching over the nearby hill. And I'm trying to find the correct handout. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. No, there's no description here. Okay. Give me 1 second, okay? I need to... There it is. Do-do-do. Okay. So you find this old windmill. It does, to answer your question, no giz. It looks to be in a state of disrepair. There's holes in the ceiling. You can see cracks running alongside of it, but it looks like a decent place to stay for the night. And as you approach, there is an old woman who is kind of aimlessly sweeping about at the base of the windmill.
Okay. Do I recognize her from town? Is it the same one?
Actually, you do indeed. It is the very same woman who was pushing the cart selling the pastries in town.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, Arius will approach, calling out before he sort of gets there.
She
says,
go ahead.
Greetings, lady.
She clutches the broom in one hand. She raises her other hand to her chest and makes a startled expression. Oh my! Hello, dearie. You gave me quite a frighten. Why exactly are you here at my home? Are you lost?
We were separated from my companions, and we are searching to find them. But the hour is late, and we need to find somewhere to rest.
Oh. Well, you're more than welcome to stay here. My sisters are away at the moment. They're actually back in town selling our wares. And so their rooms are available if you'd like to stay the night.
That is most kind of you.
Well, here, come in. We'll sit together, and I'll make a nice dinner, and you can tell me about these friends of yours that you've lost.
Yes. By the way, did we? Because obviously we were still attempting to follow the footprints. Did they lead here?
The footprints do seem they did go in this direction, but you can't tell for certain whether they were here at the windmill.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'll walk inside.
How about you, Fester? You coming?
Yeah, he kind of narrows his eyes at the building suspiciously, but hobbles in after Arius.
Okay. Walking into the first area here, it's it's a very small building, kind of tightly cramped. The ground floor has been converted into a makeshift kitchen, but the room is quite filthy. There are baskets and old dishware piled everywhere. Adding to the clutter is the cart that you had seen before. There's a chicken coop inside the house, and a heavy wooden trunk occupies one of the corners. There's also a very pretty wooden cabinet that is decorated with painted flowers. And you can also hear somewhere in the house there is a toad croaking. As you enter, the sweet smell of pastries blends horridly with a stench that burns your nostrils. And there is warmth coming from a brick oven, and when you stoop down and look inside, you can see a rack with about a dozen or so small tarts baking in the oven. She kind of looks around. She's like, "Oh, please don't mind the clutter. Me and my sisters are always quite busy having to produce as many of our pastries as we can. They are quite popular, you know."
Yes, I have seen. When I saw you in town the other day, they were quite popular with the villagers.
Yes. It's an old family recipe. It is quite delicious. Here, oh, I'm being such a terrible host. Would you like one? They're coming out fresh from the oven right now. And she kind of walks over, and she gets like a big like cloth. She reaches into the oven and grabs the tray and pulls out all these pastries and sets them to cool. Give those a minute. You don't want to burn your mouth, but yes, you would. You're more than welcome to have one.
You are most kind. And I'll turn to Fester and say, perhaps these will agree with your stomach more than those bats did.
Fester sort of looks at the pastries and takes one in his hand, kind of nibbles at it with the edge of his beak, and then he kind of looks over surreptitiously at the old lady. Is she like busying herself or looking directly at Fester?
She is looking directly at you. She has her hands kind of folded, fingers within each other, and she's got her chin resting on her hands, and she's got this expression on her face, like she's just waiting for your reaction, and she looks very hopeful. And when you look at her and you see this expression, she's like, "Is it good? Do you like it?"
Okay, Fester just kind of gives a grunt in reply, and I think what I'm going to try to do is make a sleight of hand check and have Fester pretend to eat the tart, and just sort of bury his beak in it and swipe it around in his palms, but not really ingest any of it.
Okay. You're welcome to do that. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand. Arius, what about you? Are you just gonna kind of wait and watch?
I'm gonna wait for a bit, just because she said to wait for them to cool down. They've only just come out of the oven, so.
Okay. Well, she swipes one up and she hands it to you. She's like, "Here, it's probably quite cool by now."
Ah, thank you.
You
Yeah,
must
I'll
try it.
take one. Yeah, I'll take a bite.
Okay. I guess I should have mentioned before. They do taste very, very good. Let's say it's vaguely reminiscent of like strawberry, but there's something a little bit sweeter. It's very good. Like after eating it, you can't help yourself but wanting to eat the whole thing. Sleight of hand. Okay, so you start trying to like paw through it and palm it so that and she's like, "Oh, how thoughtless. I know it's difficult with those," and she points to your wings. She's like, "Here. I'll feed it to you if you'd like. Oh, it's been so long since my children have moved away, but I do relish the idea of getting to act like a grandmother again." And she kind of takes the pastry out of your hand, and she sits down in a chair next to you, and she gets a little fork, and she starts taking bits of it and trying to feed it to you. Here you go.
I'll turn to Fester and say, if you don't want it, I'll happily take it off your hands. They really are quite delicious.
And, okay, Fester kind of blinks at Arius and says, "Go ahead. I'm not hungry after the bats."
I'll turn to the old lady and I'll say, yes, his constitution has not been very good lately. He ate something that did not agree with him, and it's still in somewhat of recovery.
Okay. Arius?
Yes?
I want you to make a constitution save.
Okay.
Okay. So you're eating this pastry, right? And you feel not right. You know, your head kind of swoons, but you manage to maintain your composure. And as you start to feel kind of dizzy, you see the old woman is scowling at Fester. And she's looking at him, and the next time she opens her mouth, it's not like the sweet kind of pandering tone she was using before. It's this harsh, growling, guttural tone, and she looks right at Fester, and she's like, "Why don't you eat the frickin' pastry?"
Okay, first of all, does Fester notice Arius kind of getting sick?
I would say not. I would say you are much too preoccupied with the fact that she has shapeshifted into a hag. And then I need you guys to go ahead and whoopsie daisy. I need you guys to go ahead and roll initiative.
Hey, that's 2 nat 20s in a row. I got some ones coming.
Oh, yes, you do. All right. So Arius, being quick on your feet, you will have the first action in combat.
Okay. So the first thing that I will do is I will summon a spiritual weapon to one side of her, in the shape of a hammer. Let's put it there.
Okay. Hammer. Oh. Hammer there. That's a big hammer.
Okay. And
oh no. Yep. Okay, Arius, you have a nat 1 coming from Antidrigus because you asked for a nat 1.
because I asked for it.
You did.
So, well, I don't know how you want to do it, but I did already roll before
It'll
you
be
told
on
me.
your next roll. You're good.
Okay, cool.
All right. What did you do for spiritual weapon? 14. That is a miss.
Okay. So for my action, I am going to cast poison spray on the hag.
Poison spray on the hag. Okay. Con save. She failed, so she's going to take your 3.
Sweet. And I'm gonna. I suppose there's not really any point, so yeah, I'll stay here. It's all good.
Okay. So it's her turn now. And give me 1 second. Because not all of her shit is on her sheet. There we go. Alright. That was already there. Oh, and it was already labeled. I am dumb. Okay. So, she first she puts her hand up and she points it right at you, Arius. And she says, "Stop it! I'll kill and eat your face! Oh my god!" And then she unleashes a black and greenish beam of poison energy as the ray of enfeeblement hits you in the face.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah, I know, right? Oh man. All right, so it hits you. Okay. It doesn't do any damage, if that makes you feel any better. But you will do half damage.
She's engaged in melee with me, right? And making a ranged attack roll.
It's a.
Oh, it doesn't really matter anyway, does it? I suppose. But,
no, it does matter. She would have disadvantage. You are right. So let's roll it again.
Haha! 14 to miss.
So the beam goes awry, and you manage to avoid getting pooped on.
Woo!
Alright, Fester.
That was a close one.
Okay, Fester screeches at the hag. "Ha! I knew it! You are trying to poison us!" And he sort of, he makes a spell attack of his own, a ray of sickness, and I will use my inspiration to...
Okay, so it's a normal attack. Okay, 7, well, it doesn't matter. 14 is a miss.
Okay, that's it for this turn.
Arius?
All right, so let's see. Well, I guess my spiritual weapon's going to miss because my next roll's going to be a nat 1.
Oh, no. You can, you know, fine. I'll do a spell fumble. Sure. Okay. You make an attack with your spiritual weapon, but because you are so distraught over the pure ugliness of the creature, you can't maintain your focus on the spell. You lose track of the fight. You end your turn, and you move to the bottom of the initiative tracker. I knew that was a mistake.
Okay, then. I mean, I don't have any spells that roll an attack roll anyway, so I would have... That's the only thing I would have rolled for.
No, you could have done a melee attack. They have different tables.
All right, okay.
All right, Morgantha is going to take her turn. She's just going to reach out and try to slash at you with her claws. She ain't messing around. 13's a miss, right? Arius? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Fester is going to cast Hold Person on the hag.
Okay. Be paralyzed for the duration. Save throw. Okay. wisdom save with advantage. 9. She failed. She is paralyzed.
Okay, and I'm guessing that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, because it costs you an action.
Okay.
Okay. She would be next, since Arius got punted to the bottom of the tracker. Hold person at the end of each of its turns can make another wisdom save and throw, and it breaks free from your hold person. But she lost her turn, so I guess. Fester?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna cast poison spray.
Okay. For a second I derped. I forgot what I was supposed to be doing. And she passed.
Okay, that's it for me.
Okay. Arius?
Okay, so let's try and hit her with a spiritual weapon, and that's probably going to be a miss. I'm going to try and... Can I use my action to make some sort of check to see what I know about hags? If they have any weaknesses or resistances or anything?
I would ask you to spend your action for the turn.
Yep, that's fine.
You still have your action as a spiritual weapon.
Yeah. So which check would it be?
Let's call it Arcana. You're trying to recall information about a magical creature. Woo-wee. Okay. You know from what you have learned in your studies that hags typically represent all that is evil and cruel. They are the most debased form, a perversion of the natural world. These creatures are only self-serving, and they often band together in covens in order to further along their goals. You know that they are, creatures almost made entirely from magic. They often are resistant to magical spells and effects, and they resist damage that doesn't come from that comes from mundane sources or non-silvered weapons. They are extremely resilient and hard to kill.
Okay.
All right, and then it's Morgantha's turn. She did not like being paralyzed, so she's going to turn around and try to bop Fester. Not with advantage. It's 16. Is that still a hit?
Yes.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Alrighty, then go ahead and take the 12. And then Fester?
Okay. I think the best he can do at this point is whack her with the shovel. Damn.
For his miss.
Okay, I'll turn to Fester and say that won't work. Hags are resistant to non-magical weapons and such.
Did you just walk away?
We must. Yes, I did.
Right?
Ah! Alright, yeah. So, spiritual weapon goes first of all. Which is going to be a mess. And try guiding bolt. Oh, goddamn. Well, I guess that's that.
Yep. All right. Morgantha's gonna take a turn, and she's gonna walk forward, and she she reaches up, and she grabs you by the face, and then she looks you right in the eyes. She says, "Sleep." And well,
Night, night.
yeah, it's not just you. It's Fester too.
Well.
Is there some sort of save we can roll against it?
No, not with sleep. You see, the way sleep works is she rolls a bunch of d8s, and then she can put people to sleep if their hit points fall under that number. So she has 28 hit points of worth to put people to sleep. He's at 4, you're at 6. So she has more than enough to knock you both out. Oh, man. Okay. Alright, so that was round 5. Damn, guys. Morgantha is going to start rounding everyone up and putting them, like she takes the two of you together and drags you close, and then she starts taking you up the stairs. Around the time that this is happening, Arius is unconscious. Kriv is coming to in the room above. Kriv, you find yourself bound, but you could make a save on your turn to try and break free from your bonds. You were sleeping, but a loud noise as something heavy hit the ground on one of the floors below wakes you up from your slumber. Get out of here, McPherson. You're MIA. Griff? Hello?
Ugh.
You've been having connection issues, right?
Yeah. I'm good now.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so Criv's going to be struggling and try to break himself free of his restraints. Is that just a strength check?
Yes.
I'm not going nowhere, I don't think.
No, sir. Alright. She's gonna take you guys up to the next level. Start dragging you upstairs. One of the guys are unconscious. Fester's unconscious. So Kriv, it is your turn again. You can repeat the save.
There we go.
Alright. So you managed to break free, and you are now untied, but you are still inside the locked room. Okay. Morgantha is going to take them to the top of the stairs, and she sets them down on the ground and unlocks the door. Opening it up, she sees Kriv standing here. I'm just going to move people out of the way because we got very cramped quarters here. Alright. And she used her action to manipulate the lock and keys. Kriv, when she opens the door, you can see Arius and Fester lying on the ground behind you. And then after that, it is your turn again. Because everybody else is sleeping.
Old hag, why am I still here?
Because...
What are we doing?
Well, we're letting you ripen a bit before we decide to eat you. Just close your mouth and step away from the door.
I very much stay in front of her to keep the door open as much as possible. What is it that you want besides just eating us? What kind of deal can we make?
The deal? She kind of steps back intrigued. What do you have to offer?
My services to you, so long as I can take all that are here with me.
The children stay. They are too tender and tasty a morsel to let them leave. But you can have your friends.
What do you plan to do with the children?
She smiles, and her mouth is full of crooked and rotten teeth. You know what I intend to do.
What would it take to have these children come along with us as well?
You have nothing else to offer. You have already pledged your eternal servitude to Morgantha and her coven. Tell me, do we have an accord? Will you accept my offer?
Yes, I will accept the offer.
Good. Then we will seal our agreement with a sacrament older than the land itself. Give me your arm.
Kriv will hold up his arm.
She reaches out with her left hand and grabs your forearm. She takes her right hand and she kind of arches all of her fingers where they are curled and the nails are showing. And the nails, mind you, are quite long and jagged, black with filth and rot. And she just brings her hand down and gouges all 5 of her fingers into your forearm. The pain is excruciating, partly because she just frickin' stabbed you in the arm, but because all that filth, it burns, and it's almost like she's putting fire and poison into your veins. As she removes her hand, you can literally see the veins and all the capillaries on your arm, all the way down to your fingertips and up to your shoulder, and it looks like it's been permanently stained with her mark. She reels back and she waves and she says, "You may go. We are now connected. And when your time comes to serve me, I will call for you."
Very well. And then I try to gather the party and try to haul them out of here.
Okay. she just kind of stands back and watches you as you have to grab your friends one by one and drag them down the 4 flights of steps to get to the bottom. But eventually, you get everybody outside the windmill. And as the last of you exits the door, she slams it shut behind you. And you can hear cackling on the wind.
Not the first deal I've made, and probably won't be my last.
Okay. Once you get them down to the bottom, it takes no effort at all to wake Fester and Arius up. As a matter of fact, after you go through the struggle of carrying them down all those stairs, Morgantha simply removes the spell and wakes up. And they wake up. But it's like you and you kind of understand that she did it to make you suffer. Just a little bit more.
Fester, Arius, get on your feet.
What happened?
The hag, where is she?
Still in the tower. We must leave. Someone grab one of our comrades and let's go. And I try to help pick up the Dragonborn and try to drag him off.
How are the other two looking?
They're unconscious. And when you look at Asuin, you see that his throat is swollen and it's bruised, almost as if he had been choked. And he has a gash across his head running from his eyebrow to the back of his skull.
So very similar to the body that we found on the road. Okay. The other who is this one? And I point to the
white dragon.
Another fighter who we've come across. He is good with his weapons. However, like everyone else, he's been knocked unconscious.
I see. And what of the strange man in the hat? What became of him?
We'll just assume that he will come trailing behind, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Arius, are you able to heal the dragon?
I do have some minor ability to heal left, yes. And I'll walk over to the Dragonborn and use Cure Wounds. That's actually going to be 8. It's not factoring in my Wisdom modifier. There we go.
And
What's going on?
And meanwhile, Fester will try to make a medicine check to save the Toad Man.
Okay. He's unconscious, but he's currently stable. He's not in peril of dying.
Oh, okay.
But it's unlikely he's going to awake from his coma soon, Keppa.
Alright.
So, having managed to escape? Morgantha. What do we do now?
No, well, we certainly need to find somewhere to rest because, I mean, if it's dangerous enough by day, it's going to be even more so by night.
I agree. We need to get out of here as fast as possible and to some shelter.
Okay. unfortunately for you, there is no immediate shelter at your location. You are in the middle of the woods, and the nearest town is still, quite far away. So, and we definitely don't want to stay near the windmill. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to travel through the night? Are you going to, try to risk it and break camp somewhere and rest? What do you guys want to do?
Fester suggests maybe trying to break camp.
Yeah, Arius agrees with that. That we should probably try and find somewhere to make camp. Maybe not like right here, maybe a little further out, so we're not camping right outside the front door of the windmill.
Yeah, but, I can't imagine that would go well.
But maybe a little bit further away. We'll find somewhere that we could just make camp for the night.
Okay, so how far are you going to travel away? Just give me an idea.
For me, maybe 1 or 2 hexes would probably be enough.
So you want to travel for an hour away from Morgantha?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put you here. And unfortunately for you, I have good luck today with the random encounters. So it is /R1D12 1D8 3, whatever that means. Okay. As you guys are traveling away and you try to take a break and make camp for the night, you see a very strange sight. Let me put everybody onto the map. There's you, and there's you. And who am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. You see a group of... I didn't roll. It's because it's supposed to be a number. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Alright, well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do this the easy way. Ooh-wee. All right. So as you're going down the road, I can do that. As you're going down the road, you see these 6 what appear to be children come out of the brush, and they are blocking the road. Okay. They say nothing. They look at you with you're not on the map. But yes, that's you right there.
I'm still looking at the world map as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
I haven't
just got the world map.
So these children step out, they block the road, and they are all holding weapons. and they look at you with hollow, soulless faces. They have crossbows and short swords, and as you come into view, they simply pull their weapons and begin to advance towards the party. Rogar, you'll have ample time to react because you are first in combat while I take care of this.
Let's start with that one in the end there.
Okay, miss and then a hit for 6. As you hit the small child, did I mention that these were small children? You see it kind of step back as the blood begins to trickle from the side of its face, and it kind of wipes it with the palm of its hand, looks at it, and then it takes its hand and just rubs it along its face. So its entire, face is profiled in red. You said you were finished, right?
Would I be able to tell if these are undead?
Just from looking at them, no. They don't appear to be undead.
Alright, I was just wondering because undead are my favorite enemy.
Arius?
Okay. I'm going to spend an action to make a check to find out what type of creatures these children are. Like, do they
These
look
are humans.
human, or they look human?
They're just
okay.
They look like regular people, but they have an expressionless face, and they seem completely devoid of emotions.
Okay, and he's just stabbed one of them, and it barely reacted.
No, it reacted in a very, very specific way. It took the blood and it smeared it on its face like war paint.
Okay. I don't think these are regular children. So, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the one that was hit.
Sacred Flame. Nope. It very nimbly rolls out of the way and avoids your attack.
Okay.
Okay. Next, it's going to be Fester.
Okay, Fester rushes at that same child and tries to whack it with the shovel.
It's a miss. Okay. And then the weird demon babies are going to take their turn. Before they do, though, there is a calming breath on the wind. And you, all of you, when struck by this wind, feel reassured. There is a voice that you can hear. It's very faint, but the words are very distinct. And it says, "Today is not the day of your death. Keep pressing forward, and all of you are going to heal for 18 hit points." Because you have a very benevolent Twitch god watching your back today. Okay. And then the scouts are going to proceed to take all those hit points away. So he's moving up, moving up, moving up. And then the last three, they're going to retreat. Alright, so the ones that are melee range have short swords. And then the ones in the back will have light crossbows. First, the ones with the short swords, going to attack Fester and Rogar. So Fester looks like he bops you for 8. Second guy attacking Kriv twice. Hit for 7. Third guy attacking Arius twice. Miss, and a hit for 6. Then the guys in the back, they all let loose a quick succession of crossbow bolts. 2 at Rogar. 2, let's spread the rest. 2 at no, it's not. 2 at Arius, 2 at Kriv. Arius take 8. Kriv take nothing. And to answer your question, Rogar, it is dark. It's nighttime. It was nighttime when they first came to the tower. It's been an hour of travel, so it is very dark.
They would have had advantage against me because I can't see them. Just as a thing.
It doesn't matter. I've already rolled the rolls. I'm not
okay.
Doing anything.
Okay.
I just skipped you. Kriv, it is your turn. Not Rogar's turn.
Alright. I'm going to use a longsword.
That is a hit.
And that'll be it.
Okay, now Rogar, it is your turn.
The one next to me.
Hold on, wait a minute. Your token's not right, I don't think. Because you No, it says you have sight. Why can't you see from Arius? Arius is...
That's the only light source I have is light coming off of Arius for some reason.
Yeah, well, that's because he has the cantrip light. But when I look through your token, it doesn't show that you can see anything. But you can see. Okay. Alright, anyway. You are hunter's marking. Okay. Why did it roll a 1? And you missed.
And that'll be it.
Arius?
Okay. I'm going to poison spray the one next to me.
Okay. DC 13. Yep. You are not going to poison spray that guy.
Cool.
Fester. $13 is a hit.
Okay, two-handed.
Yep. And the scouts are gonna take their turn. First, we're just gonna go around again. Two on Rogar, Arius, and Kriv with the short swords. Arius. Ooh-wee. Good night.
Yep.
Rogar. Miss, and Kriv. Hit for 7. And then here come the crossbow bolts. 2 on Fester. Hit. Is 14 a hit or no? No.
Miss.
So hit for 5. And then the other 2, Rogar again. Miss, hit for 3. And then Kriv. Miss. And then Kriv, it is your turn.
Longsword strike.
It's a miss.
That's it.
Rogar.
Keep attacking the one I'm next to.
21 will hit and kill the first of the creatures. as do you have anything else to do?
Move my mark if I can, otherwise that's it.
Yeah, no, you can. Where's it going now? Okay. I'm not going to put a marker on it. Just, we know, right? Alright, Arius, you're down. Make a death save, please. Okay. And then Fester.
Okay. It's going to fly over here and whack the one that just attacked our race with the shovel.
Okay. That's a hit for 7. And you know what? I'm gonna... There we go. Okay, he scouts 2 with short swords. They're gonna attack Fester and Kriv. Fester 16 and 19.
Good night.
Kriv 17, 21. Turn of 1's a hit for 4.
Yep.
And then we have the last 3. They're all going to shoot crossbows at Rogar. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 6, nope, 10, 14, 19.
Good
19.
night.
Okay. And then as all of them fall, you see the scouts, just as humorlessly, as expressionless as they came. You see them all begin to take their crossbows and put them onto their back, right? They take their short swords and they put them back into their into the... I fucking lost the name, man. Help me out here, guys.
Scabbard?
The scabbard, thank you. They put them back into their sheath, and they just begin to walk away. You can take an attack of opportunity if you'd like, but I would advise against it. It's your turn.
I'm doing nothing and just looking shocked.
Yeah, they just collect their stuff and begin to walk away. One of the demon babies turns around and looks at you, and he says, "The master wanted us to test you. You are obviously not worthy." And they just disappear through the woods.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking of setting up camp right here in the middle of the road.
You just set up camp in the middle of the road. Yeah, could be worth. And then okay, so here's what's gonna happen, right? Kriv goes about bandaging everybody's wounds, making sure that they don't bleed to death in the middle of the road, and then he pulls out his bedroll and covers his head and just prays for daylight to come. After several hours, you guys recover enough to regain consciousness. You are still hurt. And so basically, I'm gonna say that you guys take a super long rest. Not like 8 hours. You don't just rest the night. Like, you rest through the daylight, and then you just stay resting. You just stay cooped up inside your bedrolls and tents, moaning and groaning about the pains and injuries that you have incurred, because you guys have got your just asses beat. And I think that might be a good place to end today. I know it's like super early, but we are down 2 people, and I'm really afraid for your guys' safety. I think it might just be best. Finish on a long rest. Everybody will be back up, refreshed for next week, and you can continue delving into Ravenloft. Or I'll leave it up to you, or we can continue.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a long rest.
I'm good either way. I mean, we've got some time left, but yeah, if you want to call it and wait for the others, that's cool too.
I think we should wait for the others.
It's player knowledge, but I know that Cade got into a lot of trouble if anyone was missing, especially Thok. I say we wait for the others.
It might be best, right? All right. So then let's just wrap it up there. Thanks for coming and hanging out, everybody. I hope you had fun. I've had a lot of fun scheming over the past week or so about how we were gonna do this, and I thought it was really cool how it played out. Thanks for being here. I hope you join us tomorrow morning at 12 for the Princes of the Apocalypse. There's some fun twists and turns in that one as well. And I'll see you guys in the morning.